Hello folks! Over its 90-year history, the LEGO company has earned the reputation of being one of the most non-conflict brands in the world. However, it has a significant number of scandals to its name for various reasons. Not all of them were directly caused by the corporation's activities, but in any case, it is LEGO that has borne the brunt of reputational costs. Banned LEGO sets, racial discrimination in Star Wars, Nazi concentration camps, and more are part of this list. It's well known worldwide that you can build just about anything with LEGO. The folks in Denmark actively support creativity among their fans and even made a special series of sets called Ideas for it. But having endless room for imagination and creative thinking means you can make all sorts of characters, not just unicorns, dragons, and cute ponies, but also some pretty controversial stuff. One time, this played a tricky joke on the brand. In 1996, a Polish artist named Zbigniew Libera asked LEGO for some parts for his new project. The Danes, famous for loving creativity, didn't ask unnecessary questions and gave Libera the go-ahead to make his own DIY creation, supplying him with all the needed bricks. It's worth noting that Libera was already somewhat famous by then for his controversial works, but the LEGO folks didn't suspect anything. So you can imagine their surprise when the Red, White, Yellow team realized what they had actually agreed to. Here are sets from the System series showing a Nazi concentration camp, made specifically by this artist. Regular skeleton minifigures played the part of prisoners, and police officers were the overseers. It's important to mention that during the war in Poland, there was a Nazi concentration camp called Auschwitz, or Oswiecim, where over 1 million people were cremated in the crematoriums. The LEGO logo on the box was entirely legal because, as a reminder, it was the Danes who gave the artist the necessary parts. That's exactly what was written. This work of Zbigniew Libera has been sponsored by LEGO. Actually, the sets weren't exactly design masterpieces since the author wasn't a professional mocker, and some kits only had minifigures. What was genuinely well done, though, were the boxes. They closely resembled the real LEGO brand packaging of that time, and many who saw them in person still think they were made entirely legally at LEGO Group factories. The brand executives, of course, had a bit of a shock from all that went down, and they quickly took the author of the homemade creation to court, which, drumroll, they ended up losing quite convincingly. It's worth mentioning that by that time, 3 copies of the concentration camp sets had already been sold in the regular market. Fascinating fact, in 1982, Zbigniew Libera got jailed in his home country for spreading anti-communist writings. But I bring this up to point out one of his kind of official sets, if you can call them that, which really stands out. I'm talking about the one labeled with the made-up number 6742, featuring a skeleton minifigure decorated with medals and its shadow making a star shape. In all, 7 similar items came out under the LEGO brand. Since then, these sets have been displayed in many exhibitions worldwide and are currently in the Museum of Modern Art in Warsaw, which bought them for 55,000 euros. Even though these sets are directly tied to controversial stuff, the Danish brand, for obvious reasons, never talks about them anywhere or in any situation. In history, this incident is known as one of the darkest marks in LEGO's story. Almost every month, LEGO announces a ton of new products. On average, around 400 construction sets come off the assembly line each year, and that number keeps going up. However, not all the sets they officially unveil end up on store shelves. One of the most well-known examples of this is the cancellation of the Boeing V22 Osprey tiltrotor aircraft. According to the official story, the release of the set was called off because representatives of the German Peace Society accused the Danes of making military equipment. However, there's another version suggesting the set was pulled back because of a poorly working mechanism inside the tiltrotor's design. Honestly, in such cases, officials usually just delay the set's release, like what happened for instance with Marvel robots. Even with LEGO saying no, the set still managed to trade successfully in many certified stores. Another example that staying true to form didn't cause any scandals was when they cancelled the release of the Bandit Hideout raid set from the City series. The company's official reps decided to play it safe, and to avoid more accusations of their own militarism, simply canceled the set even before announcing it. No one would have known about this product if not for the instructions from the Friend set, where this item was accidentally revealed at the end. For those who missed it, the Danes could discredit a massive dynamite placed on the building's roof. The question of why the authors didn't just get rid of the extra stuff remained unanswered. In 2018, they announced a new set in the architecture series called Las Vegas. The model had smaller versions of famous city buildings, including the Mandalay Bay Hotel. However, a tragic event took place at this hotel on October 1, 2017, with a mass shooting leading to the deaths of 59 people and over 700 injuries. It's considered the deadliest incident in US history since September 11, 2001. Even though LEGO wasn't accused of anything, they decided to cancel the set just in case. However, it wasn't a permanent cancellation. 6 months later, they launched an updated version of Las Vegas, swapping out the Mandalay Bay for another city hotel, the Bellagio. However, there are instances where the brand refused to address any complaints, smoothly creating and selling rather controversial products. One of the most notable examples of such behavior is the Simpsons series. When they announced the sale of sets based on the once super popular show, many LEGO enthusiasts actively voiced their dissatisfaction, arguing that The Simpsons had nothing to do with children's themes. Similar debates were mostly taking place on various forums. In response, a representative of the brand stated that these sets were not intended for children at all, but exclusively for fans of the original series. Although the uproar completely subsided after this statement, it didn't prevent the series from closing abruptly shortly afterward, mainly due to significantly low sales. Another example is adding the Cara Dune minifigure to the Mandalorian set. Disney cut ties with the actress who played this character after she compared the current situation in the US to what happened in Nazi Germany. Because of this, many toy makers, including the main competitor of the Danish company Hasbro, stopped making toys of the character, but not LEGO. As you probably noticed from the examples mentioned earlier, LEGO, like any big company, tries to avoid any scandals related to its own actions. So, they make every effort to stop any negative comments from different activist groups. In recent years, this has become more noticeable. There are more female characters in Star Wars sets, and the number of male characters is increasing in Friends sets. The same goes for skin color. However, racial diversity wasn't always in the brand's products. I'll remind you that for a big part of LEGO Constructor's history, the only skin color of minifigures was yellow. This was done so that kids of any background could see themselves in the game characters. That's why, even when the authors started making licensed products like Star Wars, all human characters were made with yellow faces. Well, except for Darth Vader, he was gray. After a few years of making LEGO Star Wars, some people started wondering why there were no black characters from the saga in the boxes, especially the most famous one, Lando Calrissian. So in 2003, giving in to persuasion, LEGO introduced the world's first figure with dark skin. Interestingly, at the same time, they kept all the other characters yellow, completely ignoring the principles they followed before. What I mean is, since Lando got dark skin, all yellow-faced characters automatically became white. The problem could have been fixed in two ways. Either introduce a new skin color for white characters or make everyone yellow, including black characters. As everyone knows, the Danish folks chose the first path, and they still follow it successfully. Actually, there's a lot more controversial LEGO products. If you want to see more of this series, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks a bunch for watching, everyone. Goodbye.